Everybody, welcome to tonight's stream. Let me get the category switched to board gaming because I can only do that on my laptop, I'm afraid. And then we should be good to go. I hope you guys are excited about this game. I personally really enjoyed my one playthrough that I've had so far. And I don't know if you read anything about this game online, but there have been some complaints from people that this solo mode is really hard to beat. And well, that's a fair point. It's not exactly an easy solo mode, but I prefer that over completely killing an AI in my first game, so I'm good with this being challenging. My first play I played against the scientist, and this time I picked a contractor. The contractor will focus obviously more on getting contracts. The scientist focused more on getting research cards. And this game is a worker placement game. And usually in a multiplayer game you would take turns placing one of your workers on one of these cards in the field. And if somebody already took a spot, you can still go there, but you have to place more meeples there. So if someone has one meeple, you place two, etc. And in this game, the meeples are called rangers, and you have 3 little rangers and 1 lead ranger who counts as 2. The solo mode is a little different because the AI is going to imaginarily place 1 meeple on each card on a particular part of the playing field. So this is A, B, C, and D. So he will block a whole bunch of spots at once, making it much harder for you to actually go where you want to go. Or it will make it much more expensive for you to go where you want to go, which means you would get to take less actions because you would need to put more meeples on a single spot. So that can be challenging. The game will take place over 6 rounds, which we will track up here. And the AI only takes turns in the worker placement phase. There are some more phases which are very neatly reminded here on the round tracker. You always start by collecting resources. This is my wrench. The AI doesn't have one. He has, well, this is sort of his wrench, but he works a little differently. But we have this, and we actually get to pick which one of the 2 sides we would like to use. There's 4 of these cards in the game, and they all have a slightly different layout. All have one basic enclosure where a dino can already go, and then we will need to place barriers to enclose dinosaurs elsewhere. These little dotted lines means we can place barriers there. The sea already counts as a barrier, and the mountain already counts as a barrier. So with just 1 barrier we would get an enclosure of 2 more spots, for example. So this might be nice. And then we have this one. This is also 1 pen for 2, and this doesn't have a resource, so that's nice. But I think there's more spaces in total that we have to surround here compared to this one. But I like this one anyway. Because if we do get the double pen here, this doesn't block a resource. And this would. And at the start of each round, you will get to see which spaces are unblocked and gather resources. Usually in a multiplayer game, whomever isn't starting player gets some free stuff at the start. In a solo game, the AI gets starting player. So I assume that means I get the second player bonus as well, because it says to set up as a 2-player game with some changes, so I'm doing that. And we can have plant food used to feed herbivores. I get 5 more now, so that's 6. Meat to feed our carnivores, and then some supply crates, which sometimes you need to use these to take actions. For example, this one says spend 1 food of each type to take this action, or spend a supply crate to take this action. And then we have 2 types of contracts, public ones, which both the AI and I can get, which requires us to have specific types of dinos on our ranch, not our holding area. That's one of the main ways to gaining victory points. Another way is getting research cards. You can get unique dinosaurs that way, which sometimes are also needed for a contract. I don't think you guys can see the 3rd contract. Let me move the round tracker up a bit, because that's not as important for you guys. There we go, that's better. So this one is 3 different ones, 2 on 1. And this one requires a unique dinosaur of any type. And we can only get those unique dinosaurs through those research cards. It's also possible to get different items. You can only see the top of these, you can't read the effect, but it's hard for you guys to read the tiny font anyway, so I'll just read what they do. The first unique dinosaur. Oh, I'm so gonna screw up all the pronunciations. Please forgive me. The Pterodactyl can share a space with another dinosaur in my ranch. That's nice. That means I need less enclosures to keep him around. And I can, once per round, spend 1 meat to move a dinosaur from my holding area directly into my ranch. Otherwise, they move out into my ranch at the end of a round. The reason you might want to do it during a round is so that you can fulfill a contract. Then we have the Spinosaurus. And in addition to placing a ranger, I can clear one of the action spaces of all rangers and send them to medical leave. The AI doesn't actually place meeples, so in a solo game this isn't as useful. You can mostly clear your own ones off the field to make taking an action a second time cheaper for you, but the AI might still block some spots. And then we have a neat little item called adrenal injectors. And after we've placed all of the rangers, we may pay a supply crate to move one of our rangers from an action space to a different empty action space. Again, empty action spaces are hard to come by in the solo mode because the AI will be blocking an awful lot of them. So they're less interesting solo. And these are also worth some victory points. The 2 dinos are 3 points in this case and the item is 1. That's slightly out of your field of vision. So main ways of scoring points: contracts, research cards, and of course dinos on our ranch. At the end, the Stegosaurus is 2 points, the Velociraptor is 3, the Brachiosaurus is 3, and the Allosaurus is 4. And they will need to be fed each round 1 plant meat or 2 plants or 2 meat, depending on if they're herbivores or carnivores. Some of the unique dinosaurs can potentially be omnivores, in which case you can pick which one of the 2 types of food you want to give them. You don't have to feed them both. And that's pretty much it. Let's start running through this so you guys can see how it works. The AI takes 4 turns and he has a deck of cards. And each letter is in there twice. And we can see a little bit on this player map where he would place depending on what cards we draw for him. I'm gonna set out 4 and reveal 1 at a time for his turns. He has starting player, unfortunately. So the first one says he will imaginarily go on all places with a C. If nobody's there yet, so he didn't play another card with his letter and I haven't placed anywhere, then he will get 2 of this type of dinosaur. So that's what happens now. He gets 2 velociraptors and we put them on his map. If part of this card was already in use, then instead he would perform the action that's currently lowest on his player map. So if he draws another C now, he would get to do this action. At the end of each of his turns, we check if he has enough dinosaurs here to meet any of these objectives, which he doesn't right now. And then it's our turn. So the beginning of the game was just gathering the resource from our player mats, which he didn't do. And now we're in the worker placement phase. After this, we will retrieve them. We will arrange anything from our holding area into our ranch. They will feed, they will breed, and we'll do another round. It's nice if they can breed so that we can get some more dinos here. In which case I need at least 2. The problem is I need a barrier for that. And he's already here. So the sucky part is that he already... If I want to get a barrier this round, we would need to spend our lead ranger or 2 meeples, which is sucky. I'm gonna probably do that anyway at some point. I hope he doesn't get his second C, but for now I prefer to go to one of the empty spaces, so before he starts blocking up the entire board. Oh, I forgot one step, guys. At the start of the game we get 2 private contracts and we get to keep 1 of those. These are pretty similar in points as well. It's basically 1 of each except a unique dinosaur instead of the 4 basic types. And this one has blue on all of them and green on 2 of them. You have to go to one of these spots to fulfill one, but you can only fulfill a private contract after fulfilling a public one. And that has to be simultaneous, so you need a whole bunch of dinos to actually do that. I'm gonna go for the green one, because blue is on each of those cards, so maybe I can try to go for a combo like that. This one is not fulfilled yet. We're gonna have to fulfill that at some point during the game, hopefully. And we'll get a second one of those in round 4. My first playthrough I got pretty lucky, combined with I think I played well as well. But he didn't get a whole bunch of contracts. He got a whole bunch of research ones, and I managed to do 2 public and 2 private contracts, so I got quite a few points in that. But I still lost with over 10 points, so like I said, this definitely is a tough solo mode. Okay, first action for us. This all requires blue, so we could start with blue, but they do eat a whole lot. We could also start with yellow, because they're easy to keep up. I'm gonna go with blue anyway. So I'm gonna put him here. And then we get 1 blue dino for sure, and we roll a die and see what happens. A wound. Uh-oh. So we still get a blue die, and this guy, along with the blue guy, goes here into medical leave. There's an area for our color, but it's slightly out of your field of vision, so I'm just going to put them down lower. These come back at the end of the round for me. I'm probably going to put the round tracker next to here so that my medical leave is closer to my board and I don't forget to take these guys back at the end. I think that'd be smarter. There we go. Hi Chris, good to see you. Yeah, this solo mode is pretty challenging because the AI blocks everything basically. So for his first action he blocked 5 spots instead of just 1 like a multiplayer game. So it's pretty rough. But it's a nice challenge. And I was pretty proud that my first playthrough I only lost by like 10 points. So let's see if this one goes any better. It's his turn again. And the nice part about going to medical leave is that this space is now free again. So if he doesn't block that, we can get a second one in the next turn. And of course he blocks it. He's going on A now, and I have to make sure I can still see all his letters. A is not empty. Oh, well, it is actually because I got sent to medical leave. So he gets 2 more dinos. I am so not happy about this. Hi, Derek. I'm sorry, tomorrow is playthrough of cartographers around this time. If I had known, I could have swapped them around. But the playthrough will still be up on Twitch for like at least 2 weeks. And I actually managed to make affiliate status, so if I do that, it would be up for 30 days instead. But you guys would have to deal with a 30-second ad at the beginning of every stream. If nobody objects to that, I might start doing that soon. I think it unlocks some shiny new features for you guys in the chat as well. I have to look into that more. But I'm glad you were able to visit a little bit. Yeah, cartographers is great. I really enjoy it. Plus I also really enjoy adult coloring books and stuff like that. So for me it's nice that I get to combine board games and coloring into one game. I do have it on the app as well, in which case I don't get to color, but it's really nice and quick to play through. So it's for different moods. My digital version is for if I just want to quickly play the game, and my offline version, my tabletop version, is if I want to relax and color. At some point I'm probably going to do like a multiple hour stream and draw a really detailed map, but I won't do that play along style because then you guys have to stick around forever. And Chris, who's now in chat from the Charity Board Gamer, actually did an extra live gaming day last weekend, which also included a playthrough of Cartographers, which I got to join. It was really fun. I got to play it once before that because I bought it a couple days earlier, and it was really enjoyable. Hi, welcome. This chat box is getting busy. How fun. Okay, he did a second action. It's back to us. I probably really do want barriers and dinos, but it's gonna take so many meeples. Oh man, that's not great. I might need to wait around to get the barriers. Wait, because he can still go here. So if we just get 1 dino, we don't need the barriers yet. I think I would like to go for a unique dino as well. So I'm gonna send this guy up here before this gets blocked. We spent 1 meat and 1 plant. And I get to pick one of these 3. Or draw 3 new cards, pick one of those new 3 and add the other 2 to this pile. But I really like this guy, so I'm gonna get the yeah, I cannot pronounce dino names to save my life. Please, deal with me. We get, I know the pronunciation went well last time. Let me focus on this. Perodactyl. See, I got this. I am so used to Dutch names for dinos that it always takes me a couple seconds to switch to English pronunciations. So we now have this guy, and he will come into our ranch at the end of this round. For now, he'll go into the holding area. How cute are these meeples, guys? So he'll go here. Unique dinos don't actually have to be enclosed. They can just roam for free, which doesn't make too much thematic sense, but okay. It's nice. And I think because they are scientifically engineered, we trust us to have control over them or something. Anybody that ever watched any Jurassic Park movies knows that that's not how it goes, but okay. And yeah, I have almost the entire Tiny Epic series. I don't have Tiny Epic Defenders anymore because I wanted to swap my first edition for a second edition. So I traded away my first, but I never actually got around to buying the second. I don't have Pirates yet because that's pretty new. And I am missing Tactics. And I have all the others actually. Right now, Tiny Epic Galaxies has been my favorite solo, but this one will give that one a run for its money so far. I need more playthroughs to decide, but I'm really liking this one, so I think this might become my favorite in the end. Tiny Epic Quest is also pretty neat, and Tiny Epic Zombies works well solo. There's a lot of great ones in this series. And I still have a weak spot for Tiny Epic Kingdoms, but I definitely prefer that multiplayer over solo. And no, I do not have Heroes of Land, Air and Sea, unfortunately, so I can't tell you too much about that. Okay, so I have this guy now, and I think we can only use his ability once he's actually in our range. I don't think we can use his ability just yet. But that's good for next round. His ability isn't too useful now anyway. It's mostly useful to move stuff from our holding area into our range if we want to complete a contract. But we have nowhere near enough dinosaurs for that yet, so let's not bother with that. D, that's another empty one, so he gets more dinos. That's not good. I don't want him to get this many dinos. This is looking like we're gonna lose pretty terribly, you guys. That's okay. We have cute dinos. Nobody cares about losing. Look at the cute dinos. And the nice part is because you only tally up all the points at the end that my first playthrough I went really well. So I was like, I totally got this, and I tallied up points and I lost by like 10. But that doesn't frustrate me during the game, because during the game I'm just having a blast, and we'll see how horrible I did at the end. Okay, back to us. We have one single one which can't really go anywhere, I think. Oh no, he's not on B yet, so we can pick something else here. But that's not useful because we can't fulfill a contract. We're already blocking this spot. And then we have this one which lets us move a barrier and a dino elsewhere on our range. But that's also not useful. Well, actually one from our holding area into our range, but that doesn't help us any. So we're gonna have one less action this round, guys, because on all the other 3 mats he already has a presence, even though we can't see him. So we would need to place a double meeple, the lead ranger, or 2 tinier ones. That's not gonna happen. So we're gonna lose out on an action, which happens quite a bit in the solo mode. So I can see what I find most important to do this round. I can't fit any more dinosaurs, so I think I'm just gonna go for the barriers. And I can pick either a single one, which doesn't cost me anything, or 2 for the supply crate. Which would make it easier to build up some stuff more quickly. Oh, Layton, no, darling. You're in the way. My cat always likes to help with our live stream, so if you suddenly see a cat diving onto the board, let's hope he doesn't. Don't destroy the game, babe. So I'm gonna go for this one, spend the supply crate and grab 2 barriers. They go in my holding area and I get to put them on the board at the end of the round. And it's gonna be it for us because we can't move that last one anywhere. Oh yeah, Lycan was at my place yesterday. He's one of the 3 people I'm quarantining with. We don't live in the same place, but we all live by ourselves, so we are kind of a bubble and we meet up with each other and don't really go anywhere else. We let our groceries get delivered at home and stuff like that. So this way, even though I live alone, I still get to see some people in the middle of this awful pandemic. And yesterday we celebrated me getting 300 followers on Instagram, and I tried to make a little logo of the little wooden leaves in fast slot, and Layton kept trying to eat all of them. But hey, we succeeded. So that's another C. He already has a presence on C. So he does the action here. And honestly, you really want yourself to get the starting player so that he doesn't keep blocking something before you even get to make a move. But with him having a 50-50 chance of getting that back during a round, I didn't feel like it was worth my meeples to grab it this time. I'm actually kind of hoping for him to fulfill a contract pretty soon so that these dinos get cleared off and I have a shot at starting player. So he now gets 1 of each. And if he ever reaches max, he gets a bonus action and then his resources reset. So that's pretty much the only reason he needs resources. He keeps this, which he already had. And then that's the end of the worker placement phase. So we go to retrieve all of our guys. He goes back from medical leave. He goes there. We still had one, but he couldn't go anywhere legally, so that would be the end of the round. We now get to arrange our ranch. I'm going to put this one here. And I think I'm going to put this one like this. And then later on with one more barrier, I have another little area that stuff can go in. So that seems like a good plan. I'm going to put him here. And he's allowed to go on a space with another dinosaur. So I can just put him here as well. But I can rearrange dinosaurs at the end of every round. And the unique ones don't have to be enclosed. So I'm just going to put him separate. Because I like giving my dinos some room, you guys. And then next round, once we get to arranging our ranch, we can always move him if we need to. I'm hoping to get a second Brachiosaurus here next round so that they can breed. But right now we don't have two of the same type, so breeding doesn't happen. We do have to feed them. He eats 2 vegetables and he eats 1 meat. There we go. And then we are on to round number 2. So it plays pretty quickly. It's a little slower because I'm chatting with you guys an awful lot, obviously. Oh, hey, the camera went crooked. Let me fix that. Leighton, we blame you, okay? See, you see a little bit of Leighton here in the corner. I'm sure you did that. At the end of every round, the discard pile gets tossed out for the research cards get tossed into the discard pile. We get 3 new ones. The contracts don't get tossed out. You just add new ones if any were taken, but none were taken. He doesn't have the dinos for these because he doesn't have any Stegosauruses yet, and he doesn't have a unique dino. He can never get unique dinos. He might get cards, but the cards will only be points. He does not get the dinos that come along with it. And yeah, I know, right? We want to give our dinos space. It's sad if they are in teeny tiny enclosures. Okay, so he's still first player. Let me shuffle all of his action cards back, including the ones he's already used. And in round 4, he's gonna get 1 more action and we also get 1 more meeple. So technically we could have 5 actions, but with the amount of stuff he blocks, that doesn't happen all that often. Sometimes it's really nice if he gets the same letter twice, especially early on, so that more other spaces remain completely unblocked and you can go places more easily. But if he does that on a really inconvenient place like this, then you might never get any dinos, so... Like I said, the solo is tricky. Hi! Welcome! Okay, he starts on C again. C is empty right now, so he would get 2 more green dinos. Only one of them fits, so he gets 1 plus the top action of the mat. The scientist that I played before is supposed to be the easiest one to beat, and that would give him a research card, which is like 4 points at most. The contractor gets a public contract, which is like at least 10 points, so I'm pretty sure before we even started this game that we were gonna lose this. Really, if I can't beat the scientist, I shouldn't be taking on any of the other guys, but it's interesting to see what all of them do, so I stubbornly did it anyway. He gets the lowest value contract, and that's this one in this case, and he still has to spend as many dinos as he can, so he still gets this. I think the upside of this one is it happens before the end of his turn, so if he had an exact match for a contract, he would just spend that during this action and then not get the contract at the end of his turn. So in some cases, I think this one might not be too horrible to beat, but this isn't great. So at the end of his turn, we check if he has any of these. He doesn't. These don't refill straight away. They only refill at the end of a round. And then we get our first turn. We definitely wanted another Brachiosaurus. Oh, I forgot the research collection. I just started with phase 2. We should do research collection first. So we get 5 more plant food, 3 more meat, and 1 more supply crate. That's important, otherwise we can't feed all of our little guys. Let's grab another one of these. Roll for a bonus. That's a net, nothing happens. If we rolled an egg, which is only a 1 in 6 chance, then we would get another one of these dinos, which would have been nice. With a wound, they go to medical leave, which you saw last time, and with a net, nothing happens. And I think it's a 50-50 chance nothing happens. A 1 in 3 chance that you get wounded, and a 1 in 6 chance that you get a baby, which would be nice. Also, let's see what the new research cards are. We have a Triceratops. Oh, I love those. In real life anyway, as in I love the dinos outside of this game. Let's see if they are also fun in this game. He eats 3 leaves, really? Well, he's big, but seriously, I don't have that much food. But at the end of the game, you gain an additional 1 point for each dinosaur that is next to him. And he's already 4 points, so he could be 8 points if you place him well. That seems like points I might really need for the solo game. But if I get him this early, I will need to feed him throughout all of these rounds. I'm not sure if that's the best bet. It might be better to spend that food on other dinos instead. This one says the Gallimimus says we can choose a dino that's orthogonally next to him and then not have to feed that one, and we can pick what food to give him. Oh, this would be a great combo. We might try to get both of these. And at the end of the game, we gain 5 points if we have more carnivores than he does. Well, that's not very interesting. I would love this combo, but it would be hard to come by. Let's see if we can do this. We would need both of... No, go away, cat. No. Go away. Don't try to eat my... No, don't try to eat my tokens. No! Thank you. He just wants attention, guys. I have 4 cats and 2 of them always really want to be included. And one of them just adorably sits and mews. Floof also arrived. But the other one is like, I can lick everything and hug everything. With teeth and paws. Not helpful, but cute. Okay, research card. This would have us discard a dino, which is less than ideal. But survivable, I suppose. This one would be easiest. We're definitely going to go for this one first. And I think the Triceratops is more important than the other one, even though I really like the other one. Fine. Let's start here before the AI blocks that. Oh, actually he has to go first. He had 1 action, we had 1 action. He's gonna go there. That's already occupied, so he gets to take this action. He gets some more resources. That's the least horrible thing he could get, so I'm perfectly happy with that. And then we're gonna go ahead, spend some food, and get the Triceratops. Let me grab him for my awesome unique dino meeples. There he is. He goes in our holding area to be placed at the end of this round. And this isn't too bad. I mean, we have dinos to spend, but I would really prefer not to spend the blue guy because I would like them to breed at the end of this round. No! Nathan, you are epic, but you're not tiny and you're not a dino, so you do not belong with this game. Go away! Thank you, darling. Floof, yes, Floof, you can be here because you don't wreck my game. He's all like, but the other cat is there. Why can't I be there? Okay, focusing. Anyone who's here for the first time, you will get used to the cats. Anybody that's been here before knows that the cats are here an awful lot and like to get all up in our business. I should put this in a way that you guys can actually see the letters we've already had. Okay, so now he goes to D. D is still empty, so he gets 2 more blue guys. That's not great. He still doesn't have any Stegosauruses though, so he still doesn't get a contract, which I like. Yeah, these tiny dinos can be hard to pick up, guys. So there we go. He gets those. That makes getting plant food harder because I wanted to get her some plant food to feed our guys. I am gonna go here though, I think. The problem is I kind of want to go here and get another dino, and I can't do both because he has presence on both of these cards already, so I would need 2 meeples here and 2 here. This one counts as 2, but the other one is just a single. And the only other places we can go are one of these, which doesn't work at the moment. I wish we could just pick this one again, but that's not allowed, obviously. And these get discarded at the end of round, so if I want a unique dino, I have to get it now. I really wanted my blue guys to breed, but I think it's more important to prioritize this one, so I'm gonna go for it. And again, we're gonna have to miss out on an action because we can only really go here, and that's not useful right now. So I put him here. We discard one of our dinos, which can be from our ranch, but in this case we can also get it from the holding area. And then we get to pick one of these. We're picking him. Where are you in my... Ah, there you are. One more unique dino. There's 15 of these unique dino shapes, guys. They're awesome. I want them all. So there we go. And then he gets to go again. He's gonna go on C again, which means he gets another contract. I'm not happy with that. More points for him. And then we're gonna arrange our ranch because we can't place our last guy. This might look very empty, but it says he has a presence on D. So we can only go here, which will cost a supply grade, or do this, and we don't have the dinos for that. So that's gonna be it. We're gonna arrange our ranch. And remember, the unique ones don't have to be enclosed. That's nice. He can go with somebody else. I'm gonna put him here now, so that I have more spaces like this that I can use. I'm gonna put this guy here so that he has 4 adjacent spots that I can potentially earn the bonus points. I don't currently have many carnivores, so I'm gonna put him on the meat. And then for his ability, I can pick somebody else and not feed him, so it has to be an adjacent one. So I get to pick this guy, and then I don't have to feed him 3 plants, which is awesome. I have to feed this guy 1 meat, this guy 2 plants, and this one either a meat or a plant. I'm gonna go for the meat because I want to save my plants and get more blue guys up here. So that's feeding. We don't get to breed because we still don't have 2 of these, even though I was trying for that. And then we're refreshing for next round, so this gets discarded. We put 3 new ones out. At least we can try to build combos. When I was playing against the scientist, he kept snapping up all of these and ruining my plans. And he did get quite a few expensive ones. Right now there's a T-Rex coming up who is 5 points, and we could feed him a regular dinosaur if we wanted. By the way, it hasn't happened yet, but I'll explain how this works in case it does. It's possible that some of your dinos escape if you can't put them in proper enclosures, or if you don't have the food for them. They will escape, and then you will get a penalty depending on if it's a herbivore or a carnivore. And T-Rex you can use to feed a dinosaur to him before it escapes. So that can be nice to get out of a tricky situation. And if you do that, you get 1 meat with it. And then you don't have to spend the 3 meat to feed him normally. So, and he's 5 points, that's not bad. And then we have the Plesiosaurus, and he goes in a water space. So we don't need an enclosure for him, but we never need enclosures for the unique ones. So it's not too interesting, but we will have more spaces for regular dinos left. And we can use him as any dinosaur species when completing a contract. We will refill the contracts as well. That's 2 with unique ones, that means he doesn't get any. I'm hoping we'll get to a point where all 3 of them are unique and then he can't snap up any contracts anymore. Which might seem broken. I've heard people say that they want to house rule that is never allowed to happen, but that's not an official rule, and I assume they tested those rules well because these are quite a few points. And you generally want some as well, and if I get any of these, then obviously new ones will come out for him as well. I know, right? Emergency T-Rex. Generally, you don't really want a T-Rex. I mean, anybody that's ever watched one of these movies knows that T-Rexes are doom. But in this case, we might want a T-Rex. Let me get all of my guys back. Move to round 3. Shuffle this, and then he's first player again. Right now he doesn't get any first player until he spends 1 of this, and he will spend 2 green ones at once actually. Oh crap, I forgot, once he got the second contract, I forgot to spend some of the dinos for him. Never mind, he would still have to spend the ones he got for the contract. He couldn't get it completely for free. I was like, well, this is full, so that's great, because then he doesn't get first player, so I get to snap it away, but no, I forgot a step. That's less interesting then. Alright, 2, and I'm shuffling again to see if we'll get a better variety. 4. And he's first. Really? Another C? Why must you hate me? Okay, he gets this. Well, that's at least 1 more first player blocked away, so I'm actually kind of okay with that. No! No, Layton, you cannot eat the Wrangler die. No, you cannot help wrangle dinos. No. Uh-oh. There went the board. I told you this was gonna happen at some point. Alright. Layton, be good, please. Okay. Our turn. I want another one of these, and preferably I would like it to stick this time. Oh, wait. Ah! Leighton! No! No, no. Go away. Where did you put our die? There it is. I forgot the resource allocation again. 5 plant food. 3, 4, 5. 2 meat because we blocked one of those, and 1 supply crate. They kept at 13, but unlike the AI, we don't get a special action when we get to max out our resources. He does though. Okay, so we're gonna get another little blue guy. And let's see if we can roll for a baby. We cannot roll for a baby. So we just get 1 blue guy. But that's still nice. I'm still okay with that. And now we just need to not spend him so we can get a baby. At the end of this round. And then it's his turn. He will get to perform this action, so he gets more resources. His resource allocation is pretty slow, honestly. I'm pretty okay with this so far. I would like him to get another green one, though. But just 1, because if he gets 2, he will get another contract, and I'm not happy with that. But I would love to for this to get blocked up so that we can snap that. Okay, so what more do we want? Probably more dinos, but he's already here, so it's already gonna take our double suit. We should get some of that first. This is the easiest one. Let's get ourselves that T-Rex for 5 points, shall we? It is a lot of food though. Actually, I might prefer to get the Plesiosaurus instead, because it doesn't take up a space. And it's still 3 points, and we can easily use him for a contract. I think I'd prefer that one instead. Hello, awesome water dinosaur. There you go. You get to be with me. And I have to spend the resources for that, obviously. We do only have 1 meat right now, and these have 2, but we can use him to get out of a tough spot if needed, because we have the plant food if we need to feed this guy, and we can move him every round, so he's pretty nice, to be honest. And then we'll see what he gets. I'm hoping he will get anything except these, so that we can actually get all of our actions this round, but we'll see how that goes. Another A. That's also not amazing. That means he has 2 there. I was hoping he would only have 1 there so we can get another dino, but that's not gonna happen. No, Leighton, go away. No, you still can't have the die. No. You know you're so sad. You can never have anything, you poor cat. Okay. Empty. He gets 1 yellow now. That's not great. That means he's gonna get a contract. I'm not happy with that. The only good part is that these are gonna get cleared away, so I have a shot at starting player. I should still put this in a way that you guys can actually see all the letters that he got. There we go. So at the end of his turn we check for a contract. He has fulfilled the conditions for this one. These get cleared off. And all his dinos are worth points at game end as well, so it's not as bad as it sounds. It's not completely 10 points, because the dinos discarded for this would have been 8 points as well. So it's not as big as a jump as you might think. And it's back to us. We're gonna go here first. I think we're gonna go for the meat. We'll grab 2 more meat. And then we're gonna get his last card out. He can't get on A anymore. I think I would prefer to go here for my last action for one of these. Oh no, actually the starting player. So we want him to not have a C. Please don't be C. Yay, something else. This is not empty, so you perform this action. That's a contract, that's less great. That means you get this. And the lowest valued contract, so that's this one. He would have to spend any dinos he has that match it, but he doesn't, so he just gets 11 points for free. That is bad. I'm not happy with that. But at least we get to go here, because he only has 1 on C, so we need to place 2. And this guy counts for 2. We get to move any barriers any way we would like, but I don't think we need to. And we get the starting player. And because this is the end of the round, there's no chance of him stealing that back right now. So, yay us! That might make the next round a little easier on us. And then we're back to feeding. And before that we have to arrange our ranch. He's gonna go here. Oh, there we go. You go in the water. In which case I'm gonna move... No! Leighton, don't do that. I'm gonna move these guys up. He's already adjacent to 3 of them for the end of the game, so that's pretty nice. I'm still wondering if I'm ever gonna do a contract. Okay, and now we're up to feeding. These two eat 4 plants. 1, 2, 3, 4. He eats 1 meat. He eats 1 meat. He's gonna make sure he doesn't need 3 plant food. And then he gets either a plant or a meat. I'm gonna give him a meat. There we go. And then we have 2 of the same kind, so they can breed. And that baby has to go somewhere. He's gonna go here because nothing else is surrounded, so the baby doesn't have to go with his parents necessarily. If we want another baby next round, we're gonna have to get some room for that. Breeding happens after the feeding phase, so we don't need to feed this little guy yet. He's tiny, he can still drink with his mama. And then we're gonna do the round cleanup, so these 2 get cleared off. We'll get 3 new research cards. Let's see what they are. We have a breeding center. If we have a single dinosaur of a particular species, we can pay one little supply crate to add a newborn dinosaur to our ranch. That's nice. They cannot breed in the same round. It's only worth 1 point, but it's a nice way to get some free dinos. Might be interesting. And then we have this one, the Iguanodon, and he says any open ranch spaces next to him that produce a resource will then produce 2 resources. If I put him here, he would produce 2 of each type. So that's pretty nice as well. And he's worth 2 points. And because he isn't an awful lot of points, I can use him to fulfill a contract later on. So, yeah, he'll just get food from his parents. He doesn't eat an awful lot. He's tiny. Lycan, stop killing me. He'll just pretend it's okay. Leave me alone. Okay, herbivore Hemolog. At the end of the game, gain 5 points if we have more herbivores than he does. He currently has 3 blue guys, but I'm hoping some of those will clear at some point, and we're focused on those as well, so maybe, but I think that's tricky, so I'm not really up for that. Nice part is he can never have more than 3. And then we refill, oh, not this, we refill the contracts. That's an awful lot of green. This way we're never gonna get a contract ourselves. This is probably our best bet. In which case we're gonna need to get one of those green guys. But we would also need to sacrifice one of our unique dinosaurs. And I kind of like all my unique dinosaurs right now. And I really feel like sacrificing them. How many points would it be? 3 plus 3, it's already 6. The worst unique dinosaur I have is 2, but has a really strong ability. So it'd probably be this one, so it'd be 9. So we would gain 4 points by doing that. But it's one that he can never have, and it also gives him a better chance of getting one that he can have. So we might be ignoring contracts. I don't know if it's a good plan. I don't know if it's possible to win when ignoring contracts, but what do I know? It's only my second play of this. Alright, more barriers are definitely important, so that we can actually place more dinos. And of course we also want more dinos. Do I want to start with more dinos or more barriers? The good part about fulfilling a contract is that at least I free up a little room up here. I also like this guy. More unique dinos. And him I might be okay with turning into a contract the next round. I'd love for another breeding pair, so I might go for the green guy anyway. Oh, resource allocation. I almost remembered it in time, this guys. Almost. Okay, these guys do eat 6 plant food, so that might be a problem. We might try to go for a contract anyway. Let's start with getting a green guy then. Rolling. Nothing else happens. The green guy goes here. And we do have this ability that if we spend a meat, we can put him in our range before the arrange a ranch phase. And then he can be unenclosed. You only need to make sure they're all enclosed in the arrange ranch phase so that they don't escape. But before that, we can make sure that he goes there and then spend him on a contract. I would have loved to get 2 so we could try for this maybe, but I think this is okay. Over in round 4 we get an extra guy and he gets his lead ranger, which means he gets 5 actions this round instead of 4. We'll see how this goes. And this marks the halfway point for this game, you guys. No, go away. Just keep walking, cat. Just keep walking. And we get another private contract, actually. There we go. Oh, that would be more doable-ish. Sort of. Okay, his first action is A. A is not empty, so he performs this. He just gets more resources. That's the best one he can get as far as I'm concerned. So I'm perfectly happy with that. I really want more barriers so that these dinos actually fit somewhere. So I'm gonna go here, get 2 barriers and not just one. Light and go away. There we go, 2 barriers in our holding area. Because it's not like we're using our supply crates for anything else. I don't think I moved the supply crate down yet, so let me do that. And back to him. He goes to letter D now. So he goes there, that's empty. He gets another red guy, that's less amazing. He's nowhere near fulfilling any of these though, so that's okay. And then back to us. We can get another research card if we would like. I would also like more dinos, but we can do that with our big guy. I think we'll go for this. Do I have enough meat if I do that? Let me calculate this. I do need 2 meat, and I'm gonna be spending 1 meat to move this guy into the field. That's not great, but it's doable. I'm gonna need more resources next round for sure, so I do think this guy is important. We'll figure it out. I can always pay the plant food and move him not to feed one of the guys that eat meat, so... Spend this one, get another unique dino. Where did his meeple go? Why can I not find this guy? That's not this one either. There we go. I found him. I'm gonna move these up further. There we go. Ah, the cat turned sleepy. Yay, now you can be next to the game. And then it's his turn. Oof, that's unfortunate. I really wanted to get another dino this turn as well. Oh well. Too bad. So it's empty, so he gets 2. He gets 1 yellow guy. Stegosaurus art is so cute, by the way. And then back to us. We can't go there because he now has 2, so we would need 3 meeples. Well, we can, but that would spend all of ours. I'm gonna go for the contract first, and we need to make this guy be on the board then. And after that, we're probably gonna discard him. Because if I do want to fulfill this, one of these has to go, or I can just make the new guy go. But he will produce 4 food for us next round, so I think he might be more important than this guy, even though this guy doesn't take up a space. I think it's more important to get rid of him. So we spend 1 meat, and then we're not gonna do this yet. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm gonna go get more meat first, because I don't think I can feed my guys otherwise, and we can do this with either one, because we don't need a supply crate for anything else. I think it's better to get more meat first. Let's do that. And then our double guy can still go here or here, regardless of what letter we draw, because he counts as 2, and this is either going to be a B or a C, probably. Oh, it's another D. Well, then I wouldn't have needed to bother anyway. Perform this action. That means he gets a contract, he gets the lowest value. He would get to spend any dinos he has. He doesn't have any green ones, so that's unfortunate, because that's just a free 10 points. That's not amazing. By the way, with this one, he can get ones with unique dinosaurs, so people complaining about the rule that 3 unique dinosaurs means that the AI can never get any public contract cards does not apply when you play the contractor. I think this one might even be more balanced than the scientist, even though people say that online that the scientist was the easiest, so that's what I used for my first playthrough, but I think I like playing against this guy better. Okay, so we get to place here, We have to move him in there to make that work, so we're going to use his ability, that's spending 1 meat, to put him somewhere on our ranch. He doesn't have to be enclosed until the end of the round. And I'm going to spend him, and him to fulfill this contract. And we can also do a private contract if we have the resources for it, but we do not. But I have 13 points now for the end of the game, so that's great. There we go. And the dinos get discarded. He gets discarded. And that will be it for us. He still has one more action though. He goes on C. C is no longer empty, so he is not empty, so he gets to do this action. Oof, he gets another contract. At least this guy gets to go. I'm not happy with how quickly he's ramping up contracts. I think we're gonna lose pretty badly, but that's alright. His cards go away. And then we are at the arranging ranch phase. We have 2 more barriers. We don't need them quite yet in this case, but it's good to have them ready. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this guy here temporarily and put him here so that I can produce double of all of these. I think that'd be a good idea. He eats 1 plant. These guys eat 2 each. He eats a meat. He can eat either one. And I'm gonna pick him with this ability so that I don't have to feed him 3 plant food. I think I'm gonna spend... Actually, I don't think I'm gonna need to put him here. I think I might prefer... I like the double plant, but... Yeah, I think it's fine like this. Is there a way to make him produce even more? Oh, no, cat, go away. I want to make him produce only food, so I might arrange them differently still. Anyway, I'm not feeding him 3 plants. Cat, stop eating my tokens. Nope. Alright, so let's see. How else can I possibly put him? I can put you here. You here. There we go. That's better. Now he produces even more. Or I can put him here because I don't think I need a supply crate right now. And then he produces 6 plant and 2 meat. Yeah, that seems optimal. Let's do it like that. Because it just says it is to be in adjacent space. It doesn't say that there can't be barriers in between. Obviously, this one is I'm gonna want to put this one elsewhere at the end of the game because I want him to be surrounded by dinos so that he scores the bonus points. But for now, this is okay. Then we get to breed. These 2 get a baby. I get to put the baby up there. Cat, go away. Oh, actually I can get the supply crate instead of the plant food if I put him here, but I think I prefer the food over the crate at this point. So we have a baby, we don't need to feed the baby yet, and then we're at the round refresh. We get 3 new contracts because we snapped them all up, which is really not ideal. At least he doesn't have what he needs for any of these yet. And also I prefer to him to snap those up the regular way, but it is what it is. Round 5, 3 new research cards. Mobile barriers. We may rearrange our barriers at any time, including ones we've previously placed. Normally you can only do that with this action, or you can move ones that you are newly placing. Maximum habitat. At the end of the game, gain an additional bonus point for every 2 dinos you have, so that will be 3 points in this case. And if I have the first player token, gain any 2 resources of my choice. He didn't steal back the first player. I'm really happy with that too. I don't think we're doing horrible. I'm just expecting with how many contracts he has that we're gonna still lose pretty badly once we tally up points. But the reason I'm not frustrated with how easy it is to lose this one is that it doesn't feel frustrating while you're playing. Or at least not to me. I've heard people had a different experience because they got frustrated that the AI went to places they wanted to go, but for me, while I'm playing this, I'm just having a ton of fun, and then I feel like I'm actually accomplishing something and making some progress, even though the end result might not be amazing. Do I want any of these research cards? I think the most interesting one would be the maximum habitat. And remember, we can also just draw 3 and pick one of the new ones. That might be better in this case because I don't think any of these are particularly interesting. We might want to go for this contract, which means we need another green guy. But we can't complete the contract this round because we lost our ability to move one into our holding area during the round. Well, we could do it with this ability, I suppose. Let's not forget a resource allocation. This one gets to collect double from any of the adjacent spaces. So 2, 4, 6, 7 plant food, which was pretty needed. So that's good. And 2 meat. Because as you can see, the fuller your range will be, the harder it will be to still gather food to feed them. So that's obviously why you're also stimulated to complete some of those contracts. For me, I feel like this is mostly worth it combined with one of my private ones, but I'm never gonna get those. I think I might just go for getting a whole bunch of points otherwise. This one is 3 points though, and it's meat, and I don't currently have any that eat meat, and I can move this one so that, and both of these if needed, to make room for others in my enclosure. So I think starting with this one is still a good idea. I don't get a second one, that's unfortunate. And then we have to get 5 cards for him. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see. He's gonna go here. And because that's empty, he gets 2 green guys. And then he does have enough to complete a contract. Which means in this case we're never gonna accomplish this because he's snapping those up. That's alright. Like I said, I don't think we're gonna go contract heavy anyway. I think I'm mostly going for heavy hitters and other points. I do want a second one of these so that they can breed. So in this case, I'm probably gonna get that right now before he blocks any of this. So we spent our last supply crate and we just pick something. We do not roll the die. But I pick another green guy then. I can put both of those here and they can make a baby and the baby can go here. But then the blue baby can't go anywhere, so we might need more barriers as well. But he already snapped up C, so I didn't want to do that straight away. He's gonna go on B now. Aww, that makes getting another research card less interesting. But the research cards weren't this great this round anyway. So I might focus on getting dinos instead. And then I have a lot of trouble feeding them the last round, but hey, we'll see about that. We want to challenge ourselves, don't we? B is empty, so he gets 2 more yellow guys. That means he gets another contract. I'm not too happy with that. But at least his actions become weaker, so I do feel like it balances. So far, I'm really not getting the complaint that the solo mode is like completely undoable. There have been people complaining online that it feels pretty impossible to win this or play this or whatever. I'm not getting that vibe, honestly. I still feel like it's a challenge, but I don't feel like it's impossible or too hard or whatever. Do I want to get more food for these guys? Also, how many barriers do I want? 2 seems like it would be better, which would need a supply crate. I don't have one of those, so it seems like it'd be a good idea to get 2 more supply crates. And then he gets D. He gets this action. He gets 3 supply crates. Look, contractor, you finally get some resources. And then it's back to us. This is the only one he hasn't had anything on, so we would need to put our single one on here, and then we can put our double guy somewhere else. I do really want it here, so I'm really hoping his last card wouldn't be a C then. Because then we don't have barriers and we won't be able to place all of our dinos nicely. But maybe if we rearrange our barriers, then we can figure it out. I want more dinos. So not a good idea because I totally can't place more dinos. But future known as problem or something? Hopefully. Let's see if I can do that. I can move these guys here and then we make this with barriers. And then 2 green guys go here, the blue baby goes there. Green baby has to go somewhere. That doesn't work with the way... Oh no, the blue baby can go here and then the other blue baby can go here. Then the green baby can go here. Here we can put the new green guys and then the other dinosaur can go here. Okay, it just about works if we don't roll a baby. Usually you want to roll a baby. Right now I really don't want to roll a baby. Really don't. That's a wound. I'm fine with that. Hi. Good to see you. We're about to wrap up the 5th round of Tiny Epic Dinosaurs. Alright, A. Well, that doesn't matter. He gets to do this. He gets a research card. He gets the highest value, and if they're all equal value, then he gets the one to the left. And in case of the contracts, the top one, because I didn't put them left to right, so they fit in the camera view nicer. Oh, actually, he draws 3 new ones first and then gets the highest one, so that might change things. Yep, he now gets Mochops, which is a dino I really, really like, so sad. If you place him anywhere, you can pretend there are barriers around him, so he can be really neat. The AI doesn't actually get the dinosaurs, he just gets the points from it. So, there we go. And then we get to go. He didn't draw a C, so that's nice, which means we can get some more barriers. I love it when a plan comes together, guys. This could have gone really, really terribly. And then his last action is another D, which is occupied. So he gets another research card. And then he would have to draw 3 more cards first. This is how all your cards end up in the discard pile. And now he gets this guy, which is just 3 points for him, but I wanted to show off the awesome art. This all goes away because we're at the end of the round. Alright, arranging our ranch. I had figured out how I was supposed to do this, so let's do this. And also, this means we're gonna get like no food as income at the beginning of next round. So I think we might be in a lot of trouble in the last round, but maybe we can get some contracts and then we don't have to feed them if we toss out the dinosaurs for contracts. We'll see. So let's see, you have to go here, you have to go here. And these 2 guys go here, because these don't have to be enclosed necessarily, but they can't be with other dinos. Let's see, you're going here, and you're going here. Okay, so now the blue baby can go here, and the green baby can go there, and it just about fits. And then we get no income in the next round, so that's gonna be fun. And I actually need to use this board now. I feel like so far I've taken some of the actions because it was still free, but I didn't feel like I really needed to up until this point, and I didn't in my first playthrough either, so it's nice to run into a situation where I feel like I might actually really need that board. Because it's not fun if you never use part of the actions in a game, or never feel like you need to. I think it's nice to see that I might actually need them at some point. Okay, feeding. One of this. This guy takes 2 of these. Uh-oh, the green guys also take 2 of these. I don't have 2 more of these. I can use you not to feed you, so then I only have to feed the other one, so that's 1. I hope this will work. Then you will eat 1, 2, 3. You will eat 1, 2, 1, 2. Nope, doesn't work. I didn't count my food correctly. I did manage to feed that one. I should have had a T-Rex, guys, and I could have fed one of my dinos. Okay, so those are done. And then the only one I didn't feed is... Let's see, which one did I not feed? One of these. Or maybe both of those. Uh-oh, I should have done this in a more logical order. I think I still need to feed both of these guys. That's a problem. Because I used this ability on that guy, that means he needs to feed and he needs to feed. Uh-oh. I might use this one on this then, so we can save our awesome unique dino and then not feed one of these guys. So this one goes away. And then apparently this one also goes away, which is less amazing. And then we have to pick a penalty. We can pick if this one is a carnivore penalty. This one is omnivore, so we can pick which one of the penalties we get, and we can only apply each penalty once per round. So obviously if we pick carnivores again, then we don't get a second penalty. That seems better. Unfortunately, it does say that 1 dino escapes, so we have to remove 1 more dino from our ranch. And I think we have to do that before feeding. I think there was a little bit of a discrepancy here online that in what order that happens, because if we already know that I'm not feeding one of my carnivores because I ran out of meat, can I then make a herbivore escape so that I don't have to feed the herbivore, and then we can feed our unique dino? If that's possible, that would help. Let me check how this is phrased, or if anybody online drew any conclusions from that. Let's see, escaping. It says they can escape during a round, not at the end of a round. And we can feed them in whichever order I prefer. It also says, no, it says if I run out of resources and cannot fully feed my dinosaurs, all remaining unfed dinosaurs then escape. So that does sound like escaping happens at the end. Aww. Too bad. Goodbye, darling. Or are we keeping the unique dinosaur and getting rid of him? That might be better, actually. I think I might like that better, because he is very strong and powerful. No, I'm gonna make him escape instead. Okay. And that actually means I have 1 plant food left, because he eats 1 and he eats 2, so... that's better. Great. Okay, that would solve some stuff. Yay. Okay, I think I did that right. I hope I didn't mess any of that up. I wouldn't be surprised if anybody watches this back that I did mess up did mess up something, but I think I did it okay. And then we're gonna move into the last round. Note to self, do not have this many dinosaurs. It's a pain to manage. So these get refilled, and these get refilled. Dino food additives. You may discard this card to feed all your dinosaurs. Oh man, I needed that one last round. That would have been so nice to have. Wow. This is the double feeding, guys. So we get 2 for this, 3, 4. We get 4 meat, 2 plants. And that's it as far as food goes. Yeah, that sucks, man. I mean, we also really needed the barriers, but if I had known that they would escape anyway, we didn't really need the barrier, so I could have opted to go for a research card, and then, but then they didn't need to escape for feeding, so I did need the barrier. So no, there was no good way out of this one, because these cards were already blocked before that happened anyway, so I couldn't have decided not to take this dino and go for this instead. That's unfortunate. Okay. We can go for this one, I suppose. That's 14 points. 7 plus 1, that's 2, 9. That's a pretty nice increase, and that will save us some food. I think we definitely want to go for that. He still doesn't have starting player back, so that's nice. The question is, do I want to stick with that contract, or do I want to try and get a second one? But I don't think that's likely. If some of the green guys hadn't escaped, then maybe, but they did, so... I don't think that's gonna happen. Did I get any private contracts done? So I'm just gonna go for the public one and be done with it. There's his 5 cards. Is there anything else I want to prioritize during this round? Yeah, not yet, not really. Let's just go for this first. And then that's this guy. He goes away. And we get the points for this. And that will give some more room on our ranch. And he can definitely still be surrounded by 4 dinos, so that's good. Alright, let's see what he does. AI, what are you up to? It's empty, so you get 2 more green guys. Well, that's not needed for contracts, so I'm perfectly okay with that. Unfortunately, if he gets more green guys, then he does get contracts, so let's hope that doesn't happen. And now it's back to me. What more do I want? I suppose I could try to go for this one. I'm not sure if it's really worth it. I might just go for regular dinos and breed them and do something like that. These 2 guys need 4 plant food. I only have 3. So we're definitely gonna need to get at least some food as well, because I don't want to lose more dinos again. And then let's see, he eats 3, but I can make sure he doesn't have to eat because of this guy. Eek! No, 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 no. He eats 1 meat, so we have 2 meat left, which means we could technically try to go for a breeding pair of velociraptors or just 1 allosaurus, but a breeding pair would be more points. So ideally, I think we want to get 2 green guys and then 2 plants so that we have 1 more plant for this one and then 1 for the omnivore. Let's get the food first so that we don't lose any more dinosaurs. This also means we can't really get any of these cards. Oh, actually, that's not true. We can just get a card that means we don't have to feed any. That would be way easier. Let's do that instead. I am so silly sometimes. Let's get this. Alright, and then it's his turn again. A. Aww. That's gonna make this a short round because I do really want to get 2 more dinos. So that means I would have to place the lead ranger on here and then the 2 meeples as well. And we would have less actions this round that way. But I think I'm alright with that. He gets another yellow, which means he gets a contract. His pile of contracts is insane, you guys. He's gonna have like 1,000,000 points. And then it's our turn. Let's go get at least 1 of these guys. If we roll an egg, we don't need to place here again. That'd be nice. Nope, we rolled a net, so we just get 1. And then he goes, please don't be another A, please don't be another A, thank you. He gets to perform this action, he gets 3 plant food. His resources are really pitiful. By the way, this does cost us 3 points, sort of, so maybe this wasn't the best move, but this would have cost us our food, so I don't think it matters. I'm gonna spend my last research cube to get another 1 of these guys, because we can feed them anyway, and then we are out of rangers, so then he just finishes up. He performs an... oh no, he's actually still empty. No, it's not. It's not. So he performs the blue action, he gets 3 meat. And then the last action D, that is empty. So he gets 2 more blue guys. That's unfortunate because that's 6 more points for him. I really wanted him to get more resources. But not meant to be. Alright, time to arrange orange. For the last time. He has to go there. There we go. It's unfortunate that we're short on food because it would have been nice if we didn't have to discard this card, but we are short 1 plant food. So we discard this card so we don't have to feed our dinos, and then our dinos breed, so we get 1 of these and 1 of these. There we go. And then that's basically it. So now we get to tally points. Let me move some stuff to the side so we have room for that. The back of the round tracker is points. So let's see, you're gonna go here with your cards that are points. And we're gonna flip the round tracker to the other side. Here we go. It says first step, count contracts. I have 2 public contracts. That's a total of 27 for me. I need 2 of my guys to count that. 27. Oh, the camera tilted again. I didn't notice. You guys should really let me know when that happens. That means this one is probably not gonna go on YouTube because it's annoying if the camera tilts midway through the video. Okay, his contracts, that's like 1 billion. Let's see, 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 50, 60, 72, 83, 94. Yeah, we're definitely never winning this. We're gonna have a really pitiful score compared to this. And that's what I said about this game. Like, I felt I wasn't doing too horrible, except the 1 round where the dinos escaped. But other than that, I felt like I was doing pretty okay. And then you start counting points, and then you lose horrible. Last round, I think the AI had somewhere in the low 90s, and I had somewhere in the low 80s. So it was much closer than I think this one is going to be. But we'll see. Then the research cards, he has 6. So he gets 6 more points. That's 10. So he's exactly at 100 now. No late and don't eat stuff. And then our research cards. are base points of 6, 7, 8, 9. But I get 4 bonus points for him, so that's 13. Layton, where was this one? Oh no, that's at 0. That's his. That's okay. So 1, 2, 3. Plus 6. And then plus another 4. Because this one is surrounded. And then you get points for the dinos. But we already have the points for this. We only get these. So that's really not great, guys. This was not a good strategy, but it was fun to try. I have 18 left. 10, 8. We're gonna end up with less than half of his points. He has 10, 19. So he's at 10, 9. So he's at 119 and we are at 58. That's not good, guys. We definitely lost this one. But I still had a lot of fun. And I don't feel like I've lost this horribly until I start counting. So to me, it's not frustrating. And like I said, my first playthrough, it was a lot closer. And I'm not sure if I made all of the right decisions this game. I definitely think contracts are more important. I had hoped I was able to pull it off with some of these higher guys, but I definitely should have turned some of those into contracts. I think I got too caught up in their fancy abilities that I didn't want to use any of them. Oh man, we could have actually done a second contract. I forgot that this one could count as something of another color. So we actually would have been able to do that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, that's it for this playthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I had a lot of fun. I will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central European Time with a play along of cartographers. So you guys cannot just watch me play, you can actually play with me if you would like. Have a great evening and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye everybody. Thanks for watching.